In this video, we are looking at something called the constant rule. So we're going to delve into derivatives. So we're going to look at taking the derivative of a constant. This whole section, we're going to be introduced to several different differentiation rules. This is just the easiest and first one. So the constant rule tells us that the derivative of a constant is 0, period. Why? Because a constant has a slope of 0, right? A constant is just a horizontal line, and the slope of a horizontal line is 0. Now, if you don't believe me, let's do a little example. So if y equals 7, let's use the limit definition. So the limit as delta x approaches 0 of f of x plus h, or f of x plus delta x, sorry, not delta h, delta x, that looks like a k, minus f of x all over delta x. So notice there's nothing to plug in here, right? I don't have a x to plug that in, so f of x plus delta x is just 7. So 7 minus 7 over delta x. All right, so this gives us 0 over delta x. Well, if I plug in delta x equals 0, I get 0. But what happens if I plug in a value close to 0? So if I plug in, I know 0 is that indeterminate form, but what if I plug in 0.0001 and negative 0.9999? Well, 0 divided by negative 0.9999 is 0. 0 divided by 0.001 is 0. It's 0 everywhere. So that tells us flat out the limit is equal to 0. And this is going to be true for any constant, right? What if I asked you, what's the derivative of f of x equals 0? Guess what it is? It's 0. Now, here's something a little more interesting and something we haven't seen yet. What if I ask you for the derivative of s of t equals negative 3? I'm looking for s prime. Now, this is a little different. We're not in terms of x anymore. This is not dy dx. What would this be? This would be dy dt, because we're talking about t as our variable that we're talking about taking the derivative with respect to. So this would actually be equals dy dt. Now, why y, not s? Same reason that this is not df dt. Y is just the function, the name of the function. You could say d dt of s of t, right? You do it that way. But really, all you've got to remember is if it's a function other than x, we're just going to treat the t the same way we would treat any x. Last one here, y equals pi, or k pi squared, where k is a constant. Well, if k is a constant, pi squared is a constant, this whole thing is a constant. I don't know what it is, but I don't care, because I know that the derivative of any constant is 0. If you have any questions about the constant rule, please raise your hand in class or send me a reminder.